Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Night Shadowrun Shenanigans. I'm Bob, your GM, and we are in the middle of Shadowrun Missions 0703 Special Investigation Unit. Do we want to do announcements first or recap first? Does anybody have announcements?
I have no announcements, Bob. Just happy to be here.
I have an announcement.
Okay.
My announcement is that I desperately need a recap.
Oh boy! All right. Well, I do have one announcement before we begin. That is that the Coddlesworth Clockwork Circus issue 2 Kickstarter is live. If you haven't already, even if you have already, go to remulturnus.com/kick. And
TikTok, get over there.
They're at, last I looked, at 60%. 22 days to go.
That's pretty good.
So if you've read issue 1, or especially if you haven't read issue 1, this is your chance to catch up. So we'll jump in now. Previously on Shadowrun Missions, our runners were hired by the combination of Detective Nick Ryder and Dr. Martin Tate to solve a cold case, the apparent killing of Ryder's brother, Tyson Ryder, who happens to be the brother-in-law of Dr. Martin Tate. So our runners were given copies of certain files, which they read voraciously and came up with all manner of theories and ways to go. But they ended up at the hotel first. So this is so room 348 is the scene of the crime. And they have just found a hole in the wall between 348 and 349. And our runners have just broken into room 349, which fortunately for them is unoccupied. And that is where we left off. So we have Fee and KO in room 349. Let's see, which is currently only the entryway light is lit.
Didn't I just stuff a Kanmushi in a hole that was in the wall?
You did. That's how you found out.
Okay.
You found out that there was a place here next to the Trid set where the wallpaper had been sort of pushed out from the wall. So you did a little investigating and it looked like there was a hole there. So you sent a Kanmushi drone in through the hole, which to it, because it's very, very small, looked cavernous, but it's not that big a hole. And it seems to be plugged up at the 349 end.
Do I know what it's plugged up with? Is it just like spackled, or is it like someone stuffed a sock in there or something?
It appears to be some sort of a spackle type residue.
Yeah.
And for you, it's probably at about head level. It's pretty close to eye level for you.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'll see if do you know if the Kanmushi has like some little like laser cutter dealy on it, or?
It does not.
Okay.
It is just a bug, and you can see through it.
All right. Well, then I'll pull it out, and then.
I mean, you could have it sort of scrape one of its claws along it, and maybe pull off a sample.
Yeah, I'll do that. But...
Okay. So you do that, and let's see. Because KO and Fee kind of know what they're looking for. You guys see a little something sort of pop out of the wall where that hole would be.
I wave at it. Yep.
Well, it's just like a white fleck of material.
Yeah. I flip it off. Yep.
Okay.
Just so my brother knows that it made it into this room.
Well, what I'm getting at is what you see is not necessarily the drone, but yeah, as you go up and you look in the hole and you flip off the whatever's in the hole.
Yeah.
Yes, Frodo, you do see that.
I love you too.
But we see something that's not the drone. Just some sort of material, or is that from the flicking, the like rubbing of the wing?
So it's now sort of part of it is hanging off the wallpaper, part of it's on the floor. It looks like a dried spackle, or as you're getting close to it, because you sort of flicked off the drone, it smells a little minty.
Like gum?
Like maybe somebody plugged it with toothpaste.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Like the old college trick where you plug up your nail holes and try to get your deposit back.
Okay.
I've never done that, but I am lawful good. So, hey, Kale.
Yeah.
This seems to be toothpaste.
Did you taste it?
Plug this hole up with toothpaste?
Did you taste it?
I mean, I don't think I need to taste it. Do you think you need to taste it?
You found it. How are you sure that it's toothpaste?
I did say it seems to be toothpaste. It's minty. It doesn't matter. The point is,
You don't want to confirm?
this hole was created. Why am I here? This hole was created on purpose, and then plugged up. So maybe we should search this room.
So yeah, Fee, go ahead and make a perception test. And you sort of hear on comms in the background, Gertrude is still sort of mumbling to herself, like reading off like bits of the autopsy report and showing vague dissatisfaction at what she's seeing. Oh, well.
I'm just gonna do just like a real quick check of my pennies.
Is the hole in the wall in this square right here?
It is, yeah. So it's like right here, right next to the trid set. Let's see, okay, there's that.
Well, the hole lines up with Mather's body, which is apparently where his body was.
Instead, I just re-roll this again, right?
Yeah. So if you spend an edge, it's a reroll.
Well, it's a better failure.
Jeez.
What are you looking for? And then
the dice tell a story, and you're like this close to tasting to make sure it's toothpaste.
I hate that.
And you realize that maybe you haven't done this sort of trick, but you're in the army. You know enlisted people who have done that trick in the dorms.
Absolutely.
Or the barracks.
A bajillion% have done this trick.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother's done this. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, so it's the old toothpaste in the hole trick?
It's toothpaste in the hole trick.
Okay. And
yeah.
So did someone in, all right, so we need to figure out who was in 249.
Is this one of the rooms that was listed as empty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, suspicious.
That was listed as empty.
In the report.
Let's see. So take a look at the reports. So no, this room was not empty.
Oh.
In fact, you have a document named Interviews Room 349.
Oh. The electricians?
This
Hold
is where
on, let me
this
pull
is
it up.
where a group of electricians was staying.
Okay, we need to talk to the electricians again.
Okay. And,
So it's at this
you said
point
that he was in property management, right?
Yeah, so the victim was in property management.
And the electricians were over here.
So it's at this point, KO, with perception of 3, that you sort of kneel down and you look through the hole, and now the hole's been sort of cleared out enough that you look through the hole, and by now you see Gertrude in here. And you see Gertrude through the hole. And it's hard to tell, but this looks about the right size for, well, either a Kambushi drone or about the right size for a bullet hole.
Hey, Gertrude, there's no evidence of him being shot, correct?
Wait a minute. Let me make a roll for her.
Ooh, gel rounds?
But gel rounds are non-lethal, right?
Well,
unless you shoot
a pillow, but if I hit you with it enough, it'll kill you, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was super morbid, and I'm never having a pillow fight with you.
Yes, generally one gel round is non-lethal, typically. If you hit somebody with a bunch of gel rounds, maybe not so non-lethal.
Interesting.
Excuse me. So Gertrude starts sort of like she's pulling out papers from this autopsy report, and she's like, I wish I had the originals. And she starts looking, she's like, yeah, oh, that's what I'm missing. And she finally comes up and says it, this guy wasn't beaten.
What do you mean?
The hole is a bullet wound. How did they misidentify that?
I'm sorry. What? We gotta go talk to this person.
If the bullet went in and geez, if it hit just the right stuff, it might look like it would look like blunt force trauma unless you had a doctor look at it.
I wonder who the doctor was that looked at it. You think Doc Tate had anything to I have no reason to suspect the good doctor of any sort of wrongdoings. However,
it would be Dr. Brown listed.
Yeah, he's listed in the autopsy report, Dr. Aaron Brown.
I still want to put this on Doc Tate, but he's getting away for now.
You have no idea.
Yeah. New character, who dis?
Well, I think we said earlier that we needed to go talk to Dr. Brown, so that might be where we head next, and then we'll confront these electricians.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
So to be clear, so as a reminder, you were told not to go to like police headquarters or anything like that, because all of this is on down low, and
nobody has to.
And Detective Ryder is not supposed to be hiring out his caseload, or more appropriately, hiring out someone else's caseload to a group of Shadowrunners.
Fine. I would like to call Nick Ryder.
Wait, so is the person that did the autopsy report is at the police station?
The medical examiner?
The medical examiner.
Thank you. The medical examiner is at the police station?
It would be in. Oh, geez.
Technically, which is technically they'd be separate, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be necessarily at the. Well, it'd be at the city morgue, which is not necessarily the police station.
You know what? I think we should just go and then say they were doing a podcast about mysteries unsolved.
I don't enjoy mysteries.
I don't like this mystery either, but we gotta solve it.
All right. So where are we off to?
Well, can't I just hack the files at Lone Star and try to find the original report if there is one?
No, don't hack Lone Star. Hack the city morgue's office.
I mean, yeah, if we want to do it the easy way, I guess.
Go to the medical examiner's office, hack them, and steal the autopsy report.
All right, I would love to do that. I should probably configure my deck. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know why they would keep. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if there would be another.
I don't know if they keep it
Another one?
digitally. Like, if they would keep the original digitally, or like the document digitally.
It could be an opportunity to see if there are other like deaths similar where it was clearly some sort of murder but was classified as natural.
You know, that means that we have to solve another mystery to prove that this is the mystery.
Listen, I just want to hack. All right,
It's all mysteries all the way down.
I'm just sick of toothpaste, so I'm just gonna be hacking.
Okay, no problem.
So you're gonna sit here in room 349 and go unconscious as you go full VR?
Well, I do. Frodo, can you do a sweep of the room and see if there's any sort of electronics or anything we need to be aware of in here? Don't want to be being watched.
So yeah, I'll use Kamushi or whatever and do what electronic warfare would that be to
so you do a matrix perception test.
Okay. When would I ever use e-warfare?
If you wanted to jam it,
Okay.
you would use e-warfare.
And then matrix perception.
With this hacking, should I use edit? Am I editing things during this hack?
It didn't sound like that was your goal.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay, I'm gonna do. I'm not. Am I data processing? Okay, I'm gonna equip exploit. I'm gonna have the baby monitor on, and I'm going to do. We'll do signal scrub.
Okay.
All right. I think I'm set. Oh, sorry. No, I'm not going to do signal scrub. I'm going to do stealth to give a +1 to my sleaze attribute.
I don't see a matrix perception attribute.
It's a it's computer plus intuition test.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you don't see any out of place matrix signals. Pretty much it's all like the trid, the maglock, the lights. There's like a fire alarm, but you don't sense any monitoring devices.
The room's clean.
Amazing. I'm gonna come back to you, and I'm gonna, cause I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't want to be in here alone with KO, you know? And I leave and I come back into where Frodo is. And I want to start hacking, yeah, to find the.
Where are you going to conk out?
I'm probably going to sit crisscross applesauce on the floor. But again, I may look small, but I am not a child.
Okay. Alrighty. Hey KO, you got a marker?
Frodo,
Yeah,
I will
just
hack
show
the
the
vehicle.
looks.
That question made me, Amber, think of a real life situation.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys later. No, Frodo, I don't have a marker.
Okay. All right.
All right. So you're gonna hack the morgue. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's hacking using logic?
So first I'm gonna need you to do a matrix search test, which is computer plus intuition. Okay. So you are, because the node the host you're looking to hack isn't sitting right there. So you have to sort of search around the city for it. And you've got signal scrub on your. Do you have like a noise reduction on your deck already?
I do. I have vectored signal filter.
That's what I was looking for. Okay. So that'll be enough to deal with the noise.
Awesome.
Which, incidentally, that probably would not have been enough to deal with all the noise just a year ago.
Because rules?
Because this is Chicago.
Oh.
There's been a fair amount of work done after Project Takeback. So now you can try matrix perception on the host. So you've located the host. You can take a look at it. You can try to hack it. What do you want to do?
If I take a look at it, am I looking for kind of obstacles to hacking it? Why would I look at it versus hacking it?
So looking at it would give you, so there are certain things that you can get from a matrix perception test. Those are on, let's see, so you could see like what the device rating is, for instance. You could maybe look at the matrix attributes. To determine what things it's running, you'd kind of have to go inside, which means you have to hack it.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna hack it.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're doing a hack on the fly to get marks?
And I get a +2 to my sleaze attribute for when attempting hack on the fly action.
Okay. So
I also
that's
get a +1 to my sleaze attribute. Does the +1?
So those
+1 count in it? I did move it.
So so those are not dice pool modifiers. Those are limit modifiers.
Got it. Okay.
You do, however, have Code Slinger, I think, which gives you 2 dice on it.
Okay. Is that automatically in, or do I need to do it?
I think you'll have to do that.
Okay.
So add that in as a modifier. And Intuition and Firewall. Ooh. So you fail to get a mark. And in fact, because you failed to get a mark,
can I post edge?
you can. You're going to need at least 3 more hits to be successful.
Okay, so let me count my failures. Is that like
10 dice. So you reroll 10 dice.
Okay.
Swordfish.
It's always swordfish. That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
So since you are running baby monitor, Overwatch score is 8. You do have a mark now.
Amazing. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I told you the password, right? It was swordfish.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Okay, I've got a mark on it. Do I need 2 more marks on it?
It depends a lot on what you want to do inside.
Okay, I want to look for this particular case file first.
So looking for and copying files, that only requires 1 mark. If you want to do more insidious things, it's going to require more marks.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be doing some
And frankly, with Overwatch score already being 8,
yeah.
The less frequently it gets to roll things, probably the better.
Yeah, I think I'm just here to just look at stuff, not really change anything or get into anything too deeply.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to start off with his file.
So you do get 1 piece of information as if you had made a matrix perception test as you're going in. Do you have anything in particular you want to know about the host?
I would like to know if I don't know if the host has like tracking.
Oh yeah. So you'll get that. So as you enter the host, you do see there's on its icon. There's a little sub icon that says "Protected by Lone Star."
For sure.
And you do see that there is as you're going in, you notice there is a security spider roaming around. Your opposite number, essentially. And let's see, there is a piece of patrol ice software running.
Okay. And I have not done anything to get their attention yet.
Let's see. So I need to make a roll for it.
Woof.
Patrol ice. Using matrix perception. Okay. So I need you to roll a logic plus sleaze test. As you can feel the eyes of Lone Star upon you.
I feel
So if my sleaze is 8, I add 8 into the modifier box.
Yeah, so so you just do a logic and use a modifier of 8.
Okay, an attribute?
None.
Okay.
Okay. That is just good enough because in 5th edition, defenders win ties. So it does not lock on to you. And you have your, for now, you have your way in the system.
Okay, well, let's make this quick and stealthy. I wanna pull up the file. Is this his younger brother? Do we know?
I'm sorry?
Do we know if this is his younger or older brother? That's not really that significant. I was just curious.
I'm forgetting, so I'll say it's pretty insignificant. We'll call it younger.
Cool.
But not like drastically so.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and make another matrix perception test. That's computer plus intuition.
I'm rolling really bad on these, and I'm not bad at this.
So, all things considered, that's probably a role that you could afford to be bad at.
Okay.
So you do see there are some devices slave to the host. The maglocks and the cameras and such on the morgue. You do see some data files, and you think you've located the one you're interested in. This takes you a little while, though. So I need you to make another logic plus sleaze test.
Sorry, I did that using body. Hold on.
I'll take the back 2 dice off, and that'll be good enough.
Cool. Okay, beats it again. I'm looking out here.
Yeah, another one where it's close to finding you, but you think you're evading the eyes of Lone Star for now. So you think you have located the file. You essentially would like to do an edit file action to get a copy of the file.
Yes.
So it is encrypted. And make a matrix perception test. Computer plus intuition. Okay.
That's better.
There is a data bomb on this file.
Interesting. Would I consider that to be normal for the type of file this is? Because I feel like that's extra.
It depends. A lot of files that have like loads of personal or medical data tend to be protected in such a way.
Okay. All right. I guess I want to.
So, which means you'll have to defuse the data bomb before you can make a copy of the file. Because if you try to copy it before defusing it, it blows up in your face.
For sure. All right. We're defusing this bomb.
All right.
Chris, don't look so scared.
You talking about bombs?
So this is the Disarm data bomb action. It's a software plus intuition roll against the twice the data bomb rating.
Okay, I'm gonna pre-edge this one.
Okay. I'm gonna be kind and not use a smackdown or anything.
Thank you.
Oh, you might actually have that one pretty good. Okay.
Okay, software plus intuition?
Yep, software intuition, and then you have your edge in there. Yeah, so you have disarmed the data bomb, and you may now attempt to make a copy. Yeah, because the danger is if you fail to disarm the data bomb, it goes off as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You disarm it's disarmed in a different way.
Yeah, it's gonna get disarmed either way, but this is the better way for me.
This is the less painful method. Go ahead and make a logic plus sleaze test. Thank you, Tom. The setting off the data bomb is the quicker way to do it.
All right.
Ooh, okay. So again, you're managing to evade the eyes of Lone Star. And now you may attempt an edit file action. This requires 1 mark, which you have. This is a computer plus logic test.
Okay.
And I'm rolling. I'm going to spend a NERP on this.
Okay. Amber, what did you gift me?
An edge?
Yeah.
Amazing. I think I'm gonna use that.
You were also gifted a SmackDown earlier.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna use the edge.
Okay.
Okay, computer plus logic.
Computer plus logic, that's right.
Ooh. Okay, wait, did you roll an 8?
I rolled 8.
That's stupid. Woof.
So it does not want to copy.
Well, can I download it instead?
Well, that's essentially what you're trying to do. You can try it again after you've made a logic plus sleaze test.
Okay.
Oh, just take a screenshot of it.
Right, that's what I'm like. This will be fine. All right, here we go. Logic plus my sleaze. Amazing.
Okay. Again, evading the eyes of Lone Star.
Okay.
So you can try to copy this file again.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a SmackDown.
Okay. So with your SmackDown, you drop in your script and it downloads the file super quick, and you're able to get out if you want to get out now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what'd you find out?
I found out this is super protected.
And it's incidentally, your Overwatch score was still 8, because technically edit file is not an illegal action. It's a legal action.
Okay, so did you get what we needed from there, or do we actually need to head out that way?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay.
Can I
All
take
right, so
a look
what's
at the
next on the
files?
list?
So the file is encrypted. You'll have to crack it.
Okay. Cool.
So this is a hacking plus logic test. This is an illegal action.
Okay, that feels good.
And I need to roll that many dice. Okay. You have decrypted the file. And then you're able to slide it over to the rest of the group and then reboot your deck. Because now because at that point your Overwatch score was 12.
Okay, cool. And I have till my Overwatch score hits 100.
Sure. And then, so you're able to open the file now. And this is, I mean, whereas the autopsy report you had was the short version. This is like the full like recordings, all the pictures. This is all the stuff that Gertrude would want.
Yeah.
But that the rest of you don't really have the patience to read through.
Yeah, I think I take a look at it, and I'm like, Gertrude, you wanna? I think this feels like a job for you. I think, yeah, here you go. And I just let her look at it.
Okay. So after a while, we'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll sort of rewind to see if people wanted to do other things in the room. What Gertrude finds is that the autopsy report is a more or less accurate, if imprecise, depiction of what's in the actual autopsy pictures, recordings, and so forth. It was a shockingly short autopsy. Gertrude kind of comes to the conclusion that, well, there are one of two conclusions that could be reached. Either this guy had already made up his mind how the guy died, or he was very busy and this wasn't the only autopsy he had to conduct that day. Maybe a bit from column A, a bit from column B. But there's, I mean,
it wasn't anything sinister. It was just not a thorough.
Yeah, so this is more a Hanlon's razor situation at work. This is not so much malice as perhaps incompetence.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So let's sort of rewind back. Did anyone want to do anything while the tapes were playing for 45 minutes?
Do we know the names of the electricians that stayed in this room?
Yeah, so they're in the interview list. There were two people in the room, Lance Henderson and Tim Henneberry. There were, down the hall, there were three more electricians, Trent Halfmoon, Thomas Elkins, and William Hamilton. Halfmoon said that he had been in the room in 349 earlier that evening.
Which one was that again?
Trent Halfmoon.
Halfmoon
had been in the room partying with Lance Henderson and Tim Henneberry in room 349.
KO, do we want to go? Do we want to go see if we can track these guys down?
I believe they're up north, right? But I don't think that they were able to like do a follow-up with the electricians like they wanted.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it sounds like. So they all the electricians work for an electrical company, Sparky's, in Milwaukee, which is like a couple of hours drive north. And it seemed like if there's a, I mean, there are plenty of serious gaps you're finding in this investigation. and it's maybe follow up with the electricians might be one of them.
So
Let's give Sparky's a call and make sure that all these people still work there.
yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah. You
Yeah.
wanna do it?
So attached to the case file, there is contact information for the electrical company. Let's see. It is. Yeah, we'll say by now it's sort of mid-morning ish. So who's going to call?
Yeah, let's go with you.
The guy you'd like to have call is
Yeah.
he's sitting over here on the bed or something right now.
God, so happy to be here. Okay, I call Sparky's.
So what we can do, because Mather is still here, we can have one of you guys can talk, and we'll use his stats if needed, and we'll say it's him making the call.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Nose goes.
I call.
Okay.
Guess what? Derica can't nose go, so Derica, I guess you're going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend to be Eason.
No, it's fine. I call.
Tonight, the role of Mather will be played by Amber. So you call the comm code. Spocky's Electric, this is Florence.
Hey, Florence. I had some people come do some work for me a long time ago. Can you tell me if they are still employed with y'all?
Yeah, maybe.
There's a Fred Half Moon.
No Fred here. There's a Trent Half Moon.
Trent Half Moon. Cool. A Tim Henderberry.
Wow, they must have written their names like signature style.
Oh.
What's Tim's name or Mr. Henderberry's name?
Henneberry.
Henneberry. Tim Henneberry? And a Lance Henderson?
Yeah.
I really wanted to give him a tip. I didn't have the extra cash at the time. Would it be all right for me to come on down there and tip them?
Did you say it was a couple years ago?
You can just send it over.
No. No, I'd really like to tell him my appreciation.
Sure, come in. Office hours are 9 to 4.
All right, thank you.
Click.
Okay, they still work there.
Awesome. And do we know if the hotel has cameras? Not necessarily in the rooms, but in the hallways, elevators, etc.
No. So there are. Let me make sure of that. But I believe the answer is no. So actually, yeah. So there are cameras sort of at each corner of the building. So remember, the building is sort of laid out. You've got sort of the front of the building, and then it sort of bends. It's like a U shape, and you're at one end of the U. And at the corners there are cameras, and at the elevators there are cameras. You do recall, because you asked earlier, the data gets dumped after 90 days, and this happened 7 months ago.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, Oh yeah, this is while she's zonked out watching tape, right? Okay, so never mind.
So this is why. So this is after Fee wakes up, but so you can sort of hear over AR in the background the droning on of a medical examiner that is clearly a combination of jittery and bored at his own voice.
Okay.
Mostly going through things because he knows he has to go through things, but he really wants to get on to the next thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're off to go see off to Sparky's Spark Shop.
Sparky's Spark Shop.
Sparky's Spark Shop.
I guess so.
Alrighty.
All right, so are you guys taking two vehicles again?
I'm riding a photo.
So in fact, we'll bring you all back to the Darcy and Friends map.
Absolutely not.
We'll do that.
All right there, Andy. We're off to Sparky's electrician shop, Spark Shop. You know, it's located in Milwaukee at this address. I need to take a nap.
That's awesome. So Gertrude will drive. So we've allocated everybody to appropriate vehicles. So there are in fact two vehicles driving to Milwaukee.
There will be three vehicles driving to Milwaukee.
So what's the third vehicle?
The universe of the Paladins.
Oh, jeez.
Just in case. I mean.
All right. So sometime along the way, KO, you notice there is a third vehicle in your two-vehicle caravan.
Guys, we've got a third vehicle in our two-vehicle caravan.
yeah. Don't mind the universe. It's that's mine.
Can you make it not?
Make it not mine?
It looks so conspicuous.
You know, the universe is like the everyman's van. It's just a family van.
And it's following two non-normal vans.
I mean, the hauler, your hauler is your typical suburban, essentially.
Boss, we can have it go back. We can have it go back about a mile. It doesn't need to be right with us. I mean, you got me and you got the laser. If we have to do something big, we can have it within reasonable distance.
It sounds good. This is why you're navigating right now. I need to go back to sleep. And then he slinks back into his pod.
All right.
Why do we have a third vehicle?
And so you notice that eventually that third, which is a large van, sort of drifts back a ways. So it's basically the two vehicles that you guys are in, and then maybe a mile back is the larger van.
Don't worry, Kato. I told it to drive casual.
That's wild.
Okay, car.
So now we have the tradition of awkward van rides is propagating back into Shadowrun 5. For more awkward van rides, see our Thursday night Shadowrun 6 Emerald Glitch over on Gen Con TV. With that, as we go on an awkward van ride toward Milwaukee, we will go to our mid-session break. And when we come back, our runners will hopefully be at Sparky's Electric.
Sparky's Electric. Not Sparky Sparks.
Of course they'll be there. I'm navigating. Jeez, man. Nobody gives any respect.
We'll see you in 10.
Mention of them complaining about names, folks. It's just holdover from the break talk.
Yep. Welcome back. So we have had the most awkward van ride from Chicago to Milwaukee. And so you pull up to your caravan pulls up to Sparky's Electric.
Alrighty. I'll have the universe be a couple blocks south or whatever.
Sure. So it's a fairly, it's not like a huge office park, but it's not a shack either. It's a relatively sizable building. With the stylized Sparkies.
So, what's the plan? These guys gave fake names, or is it that the detective was incompetent, or both?
I'm convinced everyone involved in this case are just idiots.
I mean, present company excluded, right?
Mostly.
Yes.
And he just kind of gives you a side eye.
Squints at Frodo.
Just like...
and Fee squinting at KO.
Yes. So it's probably early afternoon, maybe 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you get up there. And you see, so there's the building, and there's this sort of fenced off parking area with some, looks to be a couple of side buildings. And you see a couple of trucks parked there that are emblazoned with the Sparkies logo and have all the tool chests in the back of the pickup truck.
Okay, so what's the plan? Who's talking?
So, Mather, you want to go work your charms on the clerk and see if we can get...
Didn't KO say that there was like a tip involved? KO should at least go in, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that Mather should go in there and do it.
Yeah, so she was talking through Mather.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yep. Mather, get in there, buddy. Go give him that tip. And
Terrible.
tell him that you want to talk to him.
I hate that you said that.
Oh boy. Yeah, so Mather gets out. You're sending him by himself?
I'll go with him.
Okay.
Fiona, you're coming too.
Excuse me?
Fee, you're coming too.
Frodo, you good? You coming?
Yeah,
or are you staying out here?
I'll come with. Sure. Why not?
So the whole group then is going inside.
Oh, no. Actually, yeah.
Frodo, get in here. Come on.
I feel like we're about to shake this man down. Are we? We're about to shake this man down. All right. So
Yes, several. We could.
All right. Yeah, sure. All right, Andy. All right. Keep your eyes open, and yeah.
About 5, boss.
Okay, but Andy, do you have a concept of what eyes are?
Do you dream of electric sheep?
Existential
I'm watching
conflict.
everything. I got you
Okay,
covered,
cool.
feedback.
Thanks, Andy.
So
Okay, we'll go in to.
So the group of you go in, and as you go in, you see there's a there's like a waiting area, and there's a reception desk, and there is a woman sitting behind the desk, and it's just labeled receptionist.
Excuse me, a long drive. Can you show me where the bathroom is?
No public bathrooms here.
You're gonna.
This is not a movie theater.
He's gonna look up at her and and give her the most pathetic look. You know, like you're gonna.
And really... she looks down over her glasses at you.
That's very anti-accessibility.
You don't look like you have business here.
Well, I called earlier about leaving a tip for Lance Henderson and Tim Henneberry and Trent Halfmoon.
You could have saved yourself a trip and just sent the money.
Yes, but we wanted to tell them in person exactly like what we enjoyed, and just
they're not here.
Well, can you tell me where they are?
I'm not their secretary.
Who's secretary?
I have 150 electricians working here. Do you think I can keep track of any 2 or 3 people?
Yeah, it's called a scheduling program. You guys don't have one? Don't tell me you guys aren't professional. Have I been fooled?
Have I been fooled?
Bamboozled, you have, Master. Like
on this one scenario or in general?
In this one scenario. But you don't need to answer that, ma'am. Just tell us where they were assigned to today so I can go and drop this off to them, and I hold up 3 cred sticks.
We're not at liberty to say where any individual people are.
I'm gonna head outside and I'm gonna start hacking the system to get the schedule.
Well, then the least you could do is allow my friend here to use the restroom.
No.
Yes.
It's time for y'all to leave now.
All right, Frodo, if you gotta pee, just pee on the floor right here. Go ahead. I don't care about this place either. Neither does this.
All right. Hold on.
Alrighty. So, and he starts rolling back by. Is there like a snack machine in the corner or something? It's kind of a process. Like with the chair and all.
Leave or I'll call the cops.
He's got a medical condition, okay? It's not his fault if he just pees on your floor.
The doctor's office is down the street.
Can't make it. Oh no, it's too far.
Meanwhile, I'm not there anymore.
Is there a roll? Is there like a pee roll? Like what?
So you just pee on the floor? Is that what I'm hearing? There's no roll for it. You could just pee on the floor if that's really what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And while he's peeing on the floor,
Maybe dignity, self-respect. I don't know.
I'm sure I got a list someplace of the reasons not to.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm already walking out the door.
You're walking out?
Yeah. I don't want to watch Frodo do his business.
So, Frodo, you are all of a sudden by yourself in here.
But what? I thought you were backing me. He says,
get out.
I guess he just trails on out.
Ew.
Trails.
Yep.
And that's where we've gone, folks.
This kind of reminds me of the professor.
So Fee, you are just making it to the vehicle.
Yep. Open up.
You're just getting in. You've just closed the door, and you see everybody else coming out. Frodo is last.
And I noticed
And you notice
somewhere he shouldn't have face.
Yes, you notice some strangeness about Frodo, we'll say.
Is he zipping up his pants? I don't. You know what? We probably don't want to know, do we?
Somehow, I feel this is also KO's fault.
I mean, I'm a grown man. I'm responsible for my own actions. He grumbles to himself.
I thought you guys were gonna be a distraction while I tried to hack her system, but
I mean, I was holding up my end of the bargain, but my partner in crime just kind of bailed on me.
I was leaving you to do your thing.
Okay. Oh well, but yeah, I mean, you can still hack them from the van, right?
yeah, that was the plan for sure. I'm going to keep doing that, and we are going to keep all bodily fluids inside our bodies.
I mean, I don't want to stain the inside of Andy.
I'm considering setting the building on fire. That woman was horrible.
You really have to control your temper.
This is controlled.
I don't mean a controlled fire, but it's fine. Anyway, and I just...
I mean, first stop in town, the building you burn.
Yeah, I just start getting ready to try to hack into the scheduling system.
So you're gonna hack.
Mm-hmm.
I do happen to have
Andy.
I do happen to have host stats for this thing. All right.
Hack on the fly, right?
So hack on the fly, hacking plus logic.
Yeah, I'm gonna post that. That's way too many ones.
That's a lot of ones.
That's so many ones.
Not a glitch, but that's a lot of ones. So yeah, you're gonna reroll 11 dice.
Okay, that'll give me a total of 6.
And that is what you need. Your Overwatch score is 5. And you have a mark on Sparky's Electric.
Amazing. I would like to do a matrix search for yeah, I want to do a matrix search for the scheduler.
Okay. Go ahead and make a.
In hacking, do I get information from just having hacked successfully and have a mark?
So you get. So when you hack on the fly, you get a mark, and every 2 full net hits counts as a hit on Matrix Perception.
Gotcha.
You only have 1 net hit, so you don't get anything else from it.
Okay, got it.
You can do a separate Matrix Perception test.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's computer and logic?
Computer plus intuition. Okay.
Wow, so low.
And what information are you looking for?
I am looking to see what kind of what kind of protections they have here at this business.
Okay. So this one looks a lot like the morgue. It's got the same sort of protected by Lone Star Security Services logo on it. And there is a security spider on board, and there is patrol ice running. So I need a logic plus sleaze test from you. Okay. So you don't think you've been noticed yet. As part of that perception test, you did also find the scheduling program.
Amazing. Do I see if it's data bombed? That would feel weird if it was, but
Let's see here. So it's got so the scheduling app is encrypted, but you don't see a data bomb on it.
amazing. I would in fact like to unencrypt it and look through it for these names.
Okay. So it's a crack file action, hacking plus logic.
Beats it.
So you need a net hit for that to work.
Oh, dang it. Okay, hold on. I have another edge.
This is getting expensive.
I know. Hacking is expensive. All right, so I have to re-roll. I had 14 dice. I have to re-roll.
So you're gonna reroll 11 dice.
Okay, that's 3 net hits.
3 net hits. So that works. You have cracked it.
And then is it just a matrix search? Or not? Is it just
It'll be a... Well, first do a logic plus sleaze test. Okay. You are evading detection so far.
What's my Overwatch score?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Let's see here. I need to see... Overwatch score is now 8. Because the crack file action was an illegal action.
Right.
Okay, so you were able to take a look. So what you find are... so this handles where all the jobs are for the day. So you're able to find... you are able to find current locations of each of the named electricians.
Fantastic. Can I just message that information? Like, do I have to copy the file? Can I just...
Yeah, you do have to do an edit file action to copy that information off of the host.
Right. I can't just be like, oh, cool, this is where they are, and then...
You know what? For just that information,
Yeah.
you can retain enough of that information.
Okay, cool. Is there more information to be found there?
There's a lot more information there, but you would definitely have to copy it.
Okay. Can I connect with those two while I'm in the Matrix? Like, can I message them or anything?
Like while you're in the host?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can send them a message.
And how risky is that?
Well, you're sitting there in a host with marks that you've obtained illegally.
Yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, I think I'll try to download it, actually.
Okay. So go ahead and make a computer plus logic test.
Dang it, I'm gonna have to... I'm just blowing through all my edge here. All right, so I reroll 12 dice?
12 dice, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I even spent a NERP on that, and those 3 dice came up blanks.
Woof.
Okay, so you have a copy of, essentially it's all of the jobs and locations for all 150 electricians for the day.
Thank you. I'm gonna dip.
Right?
Oh wait, before I do, can I see what's my Overwatch score?
Your Overwatch score is still 8. Because copying the file was not an illegal action.
Amazing.
But do make a Logic plus Sleaze test.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't like that. I think I'll use a Smackdown.
Okay.
And then I'll leave.
So it looks for a moment like the eyes of Lone Star are like, and they overshoot, and they look a different direction.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dip out.
And then you decide that discretion is the better part of valor.
Yeah, for sure.
You peace out.
All right, I've got everybody's schedule here. But the here where the guys we're looking for are.
All right.
Yeah, so
are
I
they both
believe
at the same place?
they are not in the same place.
All right, so which one's closer?
Actually, we'll say so there are 3 locations. At one job site, there are Tim Henneberry and Trent Halfmoon. At a second job site, there's Thomas Elkins and William Hamilton. Those are the 2 guys who were not in the room in question. And then the third job site is Lance Henderson.
Okay, part of me wants to split the group.
And
Who's our priority?
I mean, I feel like it would be Lance or Tim because Trent wasn't in the room when it happened, like during that time period, right?
But if he's not in the room where it happened, that means that he probably wasn't on the footage. Who was caught in the footage coming back to the room? Because if they weren't on that footage, even though they weren't in the room where it happened, maybe they were the ones that did it?
I mean, that seems feasible to me.
Wait, what?
Okay, hold on. So,
From my understanding, Lance Henderson and Tim Henneberry were in the room. Trent Halfmoon was in the room earlier in the day, but was not during the incident. That's my understanding. Am I wrong?
I don't think so. Well, okay, so Halfmoon said that he had been in the room with Henderson and Henneberry that night, but hadn't seen anything.
Yep.
Oh, so not that he wasn't there, just that he didn't see anything.
Right. So I guess there was a document that talked about that they went to the bar, and then they came back, and you could see them on the cameras coming back.
The 3 of them, not the other 2?
Right. That's what I'm looking up.
Right. So the other 2, Thomas Elkins and William Hamilton, they happen to be staying at the hotel that night, but there's no sign of them being anywhere near the incident.
But there's also no sign of any. Oh no, that's the room that the electricians were in. Okay. Yeah, I guess let's go talk to whoever Hannaberry and Henderson's actual names are.
Alrighty. Which one did you want to?
So, to be fair, the scheduling records that you've downloaded do in fact list them as Lance Henderson, Tim Henneberry, Trent Halfmoon.
Really?
Yep.
But the okay. Hey, KO, the names that you said you got corrected are not the names that are listed here. They match the reports.
Oh, yeah. Okay. She's throwing us for a loop.
Sorry, I heard Bob say Fred earlier, so I just been calling this dude Fred Halfmoon. This could just be an amberism.
Yeah, so I think that's what kind of happened.
Oh, okay.
Because you said Fred when you called Sparky's, and she corrected you that there's no Fred working. There's no Fred Halfmoon.
Oh, got it. Okay. I thought we were dealing with fake names, but it's
okay. I was about to call Andy.
So if they're fake names, they're like full on fake.
They're consistent, so I don't care about that anymore.
Okay.
But the names they gave the hotel match the names that Sparky's has for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So at least they're not like rating one fake sins.
For sure.
All right, so let's go to Hannaberry's first, and then where's Hannaberry?
So there's a job site. So they're working a construction site. We'll say there's a house being built, and Tim Henneberry and Trent Halfmoon are assigned as the electricians there today.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Off to the. Oh, I hope it's in a nice neighborhood.
So you drive to the address. Let's see here. Does anybody have Milwaukee area knowledge? So I'll ask you to do a matrix search. Somebody, which is a computer plus intuition.
Andy doesn't have a GPS?
He does.
Why can't we just put this address in?
Because he wants a computer plus logic test.
I mean, you could certainly pay for a map soft of the area.
How much are those?
I think the map softs are like 50 new yen.
Oh, easy. Okay, I'll just pay it.
So you pulled in a map soft, and it's kind of a race to see if you buy the map soft quickly enough to beat Fee at doing a web search. And Fee finds it first.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
You've just hit the checkout button and paid your 50 new yen when she pops up. Hey, I got it.
He just kind of like squints at her. It's like, and then he's like, for next time.
Yeah, for next time, make sure you put in that you have a Milwaukee map soft. So you find the address. The address has recently been assigned because it's sort of it's in the far outskirts of Milwaukee, and it's a new development. You do find there are probably a dozen people there working, and you pull up. You've got pictures from the employee records, and so you see. As you pull up, your caravan pulls up, and you see both of them. We'll say Tim is doing some electrical work. It looks like he's doing AC work, air conditioning work. And then you see, just as you're pulling up, Trent Halfmoon is sort of walking inside. And the place is covered, but it's pretty clear that like the whole building isn't fully constructed yet.
All right, so we're here. How do we want to play this?
Do they have comms on them?
You can make a matrix perception test. Thank you, Billy.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so that's enough. I mean, they're both like all 12 workers are broadcasting sins.
Okay.
Billy, just kill them all.
I mean, that is one way to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna go for one person. You two go for the other.
All right.
Do I get to shoot the laser?
No, not yet, Andy.
Hey, chill. No, it's
Goodness
just
gracious.
an expression. You go put the cannon down. Put the cannon away.
Didn't raise the cannon. I know how to keep myself closed up, unlike other people.
Okay.
Hey,
well,
all right.
I don't know who you're attacking right now, but weird.
He was talking about me peeing in the shop.
Yeah, so Mather does pipe up at this point. It's like, after that display at Sparky's, maybe we ought to go minimalist on this.
I mean, I just plan on talking to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
So you guys go talk to and quiz one of them and bring Mather with you, and then Gertie and I will go figure out the other person.
Okay.
You and Mather go, and then
listen. I like Gertie and all, but you and Gertie don't seem to have the best people skills. Are you sure that's the best pairing?
I'm not worried about people skills. And Gertie's people skills are just fine, okay? She's beloved in the city by many.
Yes, but we're not in that city anymore.
Don't worry, her charm is like universal.
Oh, if you say so. And I head off to, I don't know, Tim. Which one's here?
Tim Henneberry or Trent Halfmoon.
All right, I picked Tim.
Okay, so Tim, as I said, is working on the air conditioning unit outside.
Interesting. Air conditioning, you say?
He's working on, it looks like he's installing the air conditioning unit.
For sure.
Were those air quotes I heard?
Yeah. It was just, I was remembering my mad suspicion about the air conditioning in the room.
The air conditioning in the hotel room, that's right.
Nothing.
I'll send a fly spy with both groups, but I'll stay in the car.
Okay.
I now have my pants are now wet, so it's kind of embarrassing for me to be rolling around.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I go after Trent, I guess.
Mr. Henneberry?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm with Internal Affairs.
Internal Affairs.
Internal Affairs, yes.
What does that mean?
Well, you were interviewed about an unfortunate death at the hotel you're staying in about 7 months ago. Is that correct?
his sort of amusement. You can tell the facial expression goes down as he's remembering something or other. He's like, "What does internal affairs got to do with me?"
Not a lot, honestly. It's more of the person that was doing the investigation. We think that he was a bit of an idiot, and we're trying to.
Oh, you're investigating the detective.
Exactly.
Your Lone Star internal affairs.
I would just have a few questions for you.
Yeah, okay.
When you were being,
you should have a hard hat on though.
oh, for sure. Do you have one?
He goes. I'll be right back.
I follow.
So he goes over to the truck. You can see the Sparky's emblazoned truck. Pickup truck with some toolboxes, and some of the toolboxes are open. And you do see he sort of reaches inside and he picks up a couple of hard hats. They look like they're fitted for human heads.
You got any smaller?
So you're kind of familiar with that problem, because probably the first helmet you were issued in the Army
For sure.
was way too big.
Absolutely.
And so you sort of reach in and you tighten the adjuster as much as you can, and sort of wear it sort of high and off kilter on your head.
Yeah, and I try to stand as tall as I can to compensate for how childish I feel right now.
Okay.
Yes. If I could ask you some questions.
And Mather takes the hat and sort of puts it under his arm.
Don't you need a hat?
Never you mind. I'm not putting that thing on. He whispers to you. On this head?
Yes. That head.
We're far enough away. We can interview him here.
Okay.
And he says that a little bit louder, and Henneberry's like, we're far enough away from anything that might fall. That's fine.
I immediately take the helmet off.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have some questions for you. What do you remember from that night? I know it was a long time ago. I would love to know what kind of questions you were asked and also just what you remember.
Oh my God. So we were drinking in Lance's room. Trent, Lance, and me. After the power went out, we got ready to head down to the bar. But it came on. The power came back on a few minutes later. We finished our last, the last of the beers. We were out of booze. So Lance and I hit the bar while Trent went back to his room to sleep it off. He can't hold his liquor very well.
Okay. So wait, I'm sorry. You and Lance went to go get more beer?
Yeah.
And
we went down to the bar.
Room.
And Trent went back to his room.
Okay. Then what happened?
After we got back from the bar, we went to bed. The next morning, the cops showed up and were asking questions.
When you went to bed, when you went back to the room, was Trent sleeping?
No, Trent went back to his room.
Trent went back to his room to go to sleep. He didn't sleep in you guys' room because he had his own room.
Right.
And where was his room?
It was down the hall. I forget what the room number was.
No, that's fine. Down the hall is specific enough. And this detective that interviewed you, what is your opinion of him?
Seemed okay.
I pretend to write "seemed okay" in a note. Okay.
I'm no detective. I mean, I see detectives on TV, and I mean, he's not the detective you see on TV.
Yes, that's what I keep hearing. Well, is there anything else that feels significant that maybe you've remembered since talking to this detective? That you'd like to share?
No.
Well,
you can go ahead and make a judge intentions test if you'd like.
Can I get help from Mathers? Or can I help Mathers?
So we'll have Mather roll, or I'll roll for Mather, and we'll call that your collective judge intentions. So let me pull Mather's character sheet up.
Can I get some clarification? Were the electricians doing work there at the hotel?
No, they were. From what you heard, they were staying there while they were doing a job in Chicago.
Okay, cool.
So 5. You do get the sense that there is more to this kid's story. And I say kid because this guy is clearly the younger of the 2 electricians you're seeing.
Oh, I want to look at him and go, I'm looking at your buddy over there, and I turn to look at his buddy, and then turn back, and you seem to be the more perceptive, of the 2. Are you sure there's not going to be something that he's going to remember that you haven't? Because he seems like the kind of guy that would maybe take some credit for something that you noticed in the moment.
So you can make, at this point, I'm going to ask you for an intimidation test. Or we can have Mather roll that.
You said intimidation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mather, why don't you go ahead and do that? Yeah. Because I can assassinate him in the Matrix, but I can't intimidate him.
I thought you were going to stop before in the Matrix. Just I can assassinate him right here. Well, I mean, we've been all right. We've been drinking beer, like I said. We ran out of beer, and Lance asked Trent to grab a bag from his car. He brought it in, and it was in the bag was a bottle of whiskey, like actual whiskey, and Lance's pistol, an older model Ares Predator, like the one they used in Law and Order UCAS 2060.
Yeah, I'm aware.
When Trent came back, Lance took out the gun and started playing with it. Pointed it at me. I dropped to the floor and cussed him out.
Mm-hmm.
Then he pointed it in Half Moon's direction at the foot of the bed, and it went off. Half Moon thought for a second like he'd been hit, but then we spotted a hole in the wall behind him. Lance freaked out, wrapped up the gun, and took it back out to the car. And Trent left and went back to his own room at that point. That's when Lance and I went downstairs to the bar.
This was prior to the power going out, or after?
This was after the power went out.
Interesting. Okay. And it was real whiskey, you said?
Yeah, I mean, I'd never had real whiskey before.
Yeah, me neither. There's this faraway look in her eyes. She goes, anyway.
When we hadn't known for sure if anyone was staying in that room next door. till we heard someone. We heard someone in the room coughing really late, like after midnight, when we came back from the bar. When I saw the cops at that room the next morning and saw the gurney, I thought Lance had killed the guy. We heard he died of natural causes, and we were all relieved.
And therefore, since it was natural causes, there was no need to explain this little mishap to the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think she gives him a look that a lieutenant would give a private.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And you thought that was fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they need you back at the air conditioning.
Yeah, I better get back to work.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. You've been a lot of help.
I say in her ear, like, get his personal info. Tell him not to leave the city. They say that in all the tropes.
We have your information on file. I suggest that you not leave the city.
Job.
Okay.
For at least a few days. If you don't hear from me in a few days, you're good to go.
You got a card or something?
Yeah, and I fumble around in my pocket, and then I go, well, dang, they're in my other suit.
Well, I guess I better get back to work.
Yep, and
he sort of wanders off. He's not really paying attention to you anymore.
Yeah, what's he looking at?
He's not really looking at anything particular. I mean, he's looking like toward where his job site is. But
okay, he's
sort of zoned out.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's got that 1,000-yard stare going on.
Interesting. About how he might have killed someone. Interesting. Okay, I head back to the van and I just wait for KO to be done.
Yeah, so
well, maybe you should buzz KO immediately. I make a huge mistake.
With that, at the same time, KO and
yeah, I figured this was happening at the same time.
So wander up to Trent Half Moon.
Well, I can let KO know because I'm listening to both conversations.
Ooh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Ooh, you let me know.
Yeah,
first, wait to let her know until she's like partway through the combo. Though.
Yeah, so no,
Tell me how it works.
Yeah, because that's how this is working. Because you guys are doing it. So you walk up to Trent Half Moon.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Trent Half Moon?
Yeah. Who are you?
I heard you did a job.
Just straight up doesn't answer.
I heard you did a job a few months ago in Chicago. Yes, Chicago.
Yeah. Who are you?
An interested party. Your name was given to me by recommendation.
You're gonna need to go outside and get a hard hat first.
I go outside and get a hard hat. I take a really long time to get a hard hat, and I don't go back.
What?
So at this point, you see KO and Gertrude walk back out. You see them look around for a bit, and then they walk over toward the Sparky's truck. And this is about the time that Henneberry has walked away from you.
Oh, so they walk up to me.
Yeah, because you and Mather are still at the truck.
Yeah. How'd your interview go?
Oh, he told us we needed a hard hat, so we came out here looking for one. How'd yours go?
Mather hands you a hard hat.
I take it.
Seems as if there was a bit of a misfire on a gun. They're playing around with it, and Was it Lance's gun?
That's what Henneberry said. It was Lance's pistol.
Henneberry said it was Lance's pistol and almost shot Trent but missed, and it like went through the wall.
Can we check to see if he has a license for a handgun linked to his then?
Oh, also they had real whiskey.
Okay, well, a lot of people have real whiskey somewhere.
But it was like real whiskey.
If they can afford it, they have it.
Can you afford real whiskey? Do you think these electricians can afford real whiskey? That's the question.
I can absolutely afford real whiskey. I don't know how much these guys make. But it's really great that you've shared this information for me. So I was just going to assume that he was hired to kill the guy, and I was just going to try and hire him for a job.
Does this team normally let you do things?
They let me do things.
I look at Gertrude and I just mouth, why?
I get things done.
Oh, that is a nice hard hat in the stream.
Oh yeah, you should have seen it on Derica's character.
That's amazing.
Well, now that I don't have to do that, do I still have to talk to this guy?
Yeah, I would like to see that. Yes. Just go in like you don't know the information I've told you and see what he has to say. Pro tip, we said we were internal affairs.
Okay, I kind of danced around that question for a bit.
Yeah, he tried to clarify if we were Lone Star Internal Affairs, but I did not respond to that.
Hey, do you think that your Tim guy is going to call Lance with a heads up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, then we should probably just go straight to Lance. I'm not talking to this guy. And I go and get in the car.
Oh. Okay, but here's the thing. Like, what if he was lying about Lance? It doesn't matter.
No, he's really good at talking. So why don't you just handle all this and we won't
No. But I think Fee is a bit of a completionist, so Fee's gonna walk over to Trent.
Take the hard hat with you.
I have the stupid hard hat. Mr. Half Moon?
So are you taking Mather with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Who will not put on a hard hat? So
who will not put on a hard hat? He's not going to ruin his hair with that. Who are you?
I'm with Internal Affairs. I know he needs a hard hat, but he's been hit.
And Mather says, "No, I don't."
He's been hit one too many times though, and thinks he doesn't. So, do you mind if we step over here and talk?
Okay. What's Internal Affairs?
Well, we're investigating the detective that investigated the death of the gentleman at the hotel you're staying at about 7 months ago.
Oh, you're Lone Star Internal Affairs.
We just have a couple questions for you. If you don't mind.
Okay.
First of all, have you ever had real whiskey?
Well, yeah.
Interesting. I pretend to write my notebook. Anyway, yeah, can you just tell me what you remember about that night? And try not to leave out any details that I'm trying to see if the detective may have missed some things. So anything you can remember.
I mean, there's not much detail to be had. I mean, We're all in Lance's room having some beers after a hard day's work. Blowing off some steam. We're drinking until about 15 minutes after the power outage, and then I went to bed. Tim and Lance wanted to keep the party going, so they headed down to the bar. I guess the bourbon in the room wasn't enough for them.
Okay, and there was only bourbon in the room?
Well, the beer and bourbon.
Beer and bourbon, interesting. No whiskey?
Bourbon's whiskey.
Yeah, I knew that. Fia's never had anything to drink in her entire life.
Yeah, I was muted, but I was like, sure you did. over the mic.
Oh yes, for sure. Absolutely. And I do write down bourbon is whiskey in my notebook.
Boss, I'm gonna need an articulating arm so that I can slap myself in my windshield for such situations in this case.
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that might seem cathartic, but I'm the one that's going to have to buy a new windshield. So, sure, an articulating arm sounds amazing, but let's not damage yourself, all right? You're way too valuable, monetarily and, I guess metaphysically. Do you have feelings, Andy?
So, anyway, okay, and, I don't remember the type of pistol, but can I just
So you remember that Henneberry told you that it was an older model Ares Predator.
Are you a aficionado of old weapons?
You get the sense he's trying to figure out what aficionado means.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I'm trying to confuse
then says, I don't really have a use for. I mean, I've gotten in bar fights once in a while, but you talking about guns?
Yeah, just old ones, like you'd see in old trade shows.
Man, I shot a rifle a couple times when I was a kid. Granddaddy took me out.
And nothing since then?
No.
Ask him when his last bar fight was.
When was your last bar fight?
I don't keep track of them.
I would.
I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Okay. It wasn't 7 months ago.
What if I told you that we've talked to Lance Henderson, and Lance Henderson said that you shot a gun that I totally remember the name of because you just told me it.
Old model Ares Predator.
An Ares Predator, an old model? What would you say to that?
So at this point, I'm going to ask you to ask Mather for a contest.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I've got the brains, but not the skills. All right, Mather, that's pretty good.
So he does sort of slip at this point, and he says, Lance is a fragging liar.
Oh?
That gun was his.
The gun that you had.
He almost shot me with that thing. Man, I haven't handled guns since I was a kid, but even I can spot a rusty gun when I see one.
Absolutely. Okay, so it wasn't you.
No.
Okay. I think that confirms what my thoughts have been. You don't seem like the type. You're a hard worker and probably wouldn't do anything to jeopardize that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Straightens his vest out and sort of adjusts his tool belt.
Tries so hard not to roll her eyes. Okay, I suggest that you not leave town for a couple of days in case we have more questions, but if you don't hear from us in a couple of days, you're good to go.
Internal affairs, you said.
Excuse me, I'm getting a call and I just start walking away.
In fact, I message Fee and say we should probably brick his comlink.
Yeah. Probably.
Or better yet, you should monitor it to see who he's talking to.
Right, but we don't want him to warn Lance.
Doesn't matter if he warns Lance if we hear it. It's just as good as if we were there when he was talking to him.
Well, we don't want Lance to have a heads up.
Look, I got in the vehicle and I am heading towards Lance.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop into another vehicle.
So at that point, we will close this scene then, and since we're past the 10 o'clock hour, we'll close the episode, and we'll pick up here next time. So we'll pick up here next week. Thank you everybody for joining us. There's a last chance. Well, not the last chance, but the last chance for tonight. Go hit the Kickstarter for Cobblesworth Clockwork Circus. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to the players for making it fun.
Thank you, Tom, for the hard hat.
And yes, the hard hat. Thank you, Tom, for the hard hats, and for keeping things on the rails.
Much love.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.